Hello, I'm the Autistic Genius and welcome to another edition of Another Wavelength. Today we are discussing broccoli and autism. We are going through a report that was released by CBS New York involving Dr. Max Gomez. So let's press play.
Hopeful news tonight for families with autistic children.
So if you have autistic children, great stuff. Woo!
A chemical in a common vegetable is showing promise treating some symptoms of the disorder. CBS 2's Dr. Max Gomez has the details now.
So, already, the great news, if you're autistic and your families have autism, if you give your son vegetables, apparently he's healthier. Isn't the same for every child? What do you think, Columbo?
Well, I guess that clears that up then. Okay, Doc.
Well, Christina Maurice, it's not clear exactly what brain defects lead to autism, and there are probably multiple causes and types. Columbia researchers recently reported on brain cells with too many connections and a gene therapy that works in mice. But now something in broccoli eases autism in humans.
What?
A chemical extracted from broccoli sprouts could help some of the behaviors associated with autism.
We saw calming. We saw more social responsiveness and less irritability.
So when a child eats healthier food, they are more focused and more socially in tune, apparently according to this study. I'm sceptical immensely because I believe that regardless if you have autism or not, if you're on a healthy diet, you're going to be far more responsive than you are if you eat like chocolate crisps, drink fizzy drinks and like takeaways and all the stuff that's bad for you. If you eat healthier food, you're quite clearly going to be healthier.
Researchers at Harvard and Johns Hopkins looked at 40 male teenagers and young adults with moderate to severe autism. They found when taken in pill form, the chemical in broccoli sprouts, called sulforaphane, improved verbal communication and decreased repetitive behaviors.
Right, so to experiment on children whether broccoli or sprouts improves their autism or makes them finds it easier to cope with the world, wherever they want to put it. They've given them the chemical in the broccoli as a pill. No, just give them vegetables.
That's the bottom line message. It's for the science community. This absolutely needs to be followed up with more clinical studies and also with more lab studies to understand exactly how sulforaphane is working.
You could just promote healthy eating among American children. That'd be good.
The research is exciting for the Sanchez family.
To diminish the symptoms, yes, I think you can.
Diminish the symptoms of autism.
10-year-old Jacob has autism, and his parents would prefer natural treatments to ease his symptoms.
I would love to find something out there that says, yes, if you take this and it's completely natural and healthy and it will eliminate, I would try it in a heartbeat.
Okay, if you could eliminate the autism that your child has, eliminate. In some cases, I can understand where you're coming from because it can be really horrible for some people. But for me personally, if someone gave me the option to have my autism taken away, I would say no, because it makes me see the world in a way that I like. I actually have embraced the way I see the world. So people saying that autism can be removed and blah blah blah. When people say when they want more natural ways to eradicate the autism, the most natural way is to teach them, is to intervene and teach them techniques to help them cope with the real world. Ideally, I've taught myself a lot of things, because obviously I didn't know I was autistic until I was 16. So a lot of things I've just taught and self-taught, and look back and realise what I've learned and passing it on to people. Blah 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 blah. So really, that's the most natural way to treat autism, is just to help the people.
Scientists say sulforaphane, also found in kale and cabbage, may work because it's an antioxidant that might reduce biochemical stress in brain cells that can lead to inflammation and DNA damage. But about a third of the autistic males did not respond to sulforaphane, probably because there are multiple causes and types of autism.
So you telling me that autism's different for every person?
Praise the Lord!
Of course it is. And to sit there and say that people with this food makes people with autism cope better because it's got a chemical that helps cope with stress. Well, if it helps cope with stress, people with autism, it's going to do it for everyone. Why are you sitting there preaching to us that this is beneficial to autistic people? This is beneficiary to every single person on the planet. This is dumb.
Praise the Lord!
Another reason to believe the sulforaphane effect is real is that the boys who improve while taking it regressed after they stopped taking the compound. This is by no means a cure, but researchers will now try to reproduce the benefit in larger trials. Maurice?
All right, Doc, thank you very much.
Spuddy, what the hell was that? I'm not convinced. Deanna Walford-Smith says, of course broccoli helps. It's great for the liver. It's full of glutathione and helps methylate toxins from the body, therefore decreasing autistic symptoms. Get it now, people. Detoxing and getting the gut right can do wonders. Yes, it can do wonders for everybody. Everybody. Healthy eating is for everybody, not just for people with autism. If your child is not eating healthily, it is the parents' fault. Eat healthily. All children must eat healthily, not just autistic ones. Michelle Greiner reiterates my point. Any form of eating vegetables will improve a child's health, autistic or not. Yes, that is what I'm saying. This is a silly news report. I hate it. I hate it. I'm going to be honest. It's kind of off the subject of what we're discussing today, but it's so relevant and it's so true. My daughter is the one with autism. Why were girls not studied? Why haven't you got autistic girls? Because it might not work for them. Because, you know, girls are different to boys. And you sit there and say, boys, they'll sit there and they'll go, well, it's mainly boys that are autistic. Well, actually, it's not. The reason why that, according to the UK, or where I've been taught and weren't, as far as I'm concerned, working with people with autism, the reason why there's more boys with autism, apparently, is because it's easier to spot. Now, if it's easier to spot in boys, there's automatically going to be more boys. If it's harder to spot in girls, then you're not going to, you know, it's much harder to spot in girls because girls have a natural empathy, which boys don't. So girls are naturally empathic, which is something that apparently autistic people aren't, which is not true because autistic people do have the ability to be empathic, to have empathy, not empathic, to have empathy, because guess what? I do. I have empathy and I've got Asperger's. It's possible. That's all the comments. My thoughts are fantastic. If eating greens makes you better, makes you live a happier life and makes your life easier, then really you should do it. But you shouldn't be but why are we saying that people with autism should eat greens? Why aren't we saying all children should eat greens? What about all the incredibly overweight children that are in the UK and America? We have an amazing obesity problem. The obesity problem is massive. Isn't it like something like a third of all people in the UK are fat? And isn't it about like loads of people in America are fat, like ridiculously amount of people are fat? Why aren't they being told to eat greens? Why aren't they being told? Why? Why is it the autistic people that have to eat greens? That's what I'm annoyed at. It's a generic. What this is a very generic thing being niched into autism. Yeah, it's interesting that the chemicals in broccoli help autistic people, but eating vegetables helps everybody because what they've said is it lowers stress levels. So if it lowers stress levels, then everybody really should be eating these things. If you're not eating healthily, you're going to get stressed. It's obvious, it's obvious, it's obvious. Spuddy, what do you think? Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave this video because I'm getting angry because it's just doing my head in. This is just daft. If you want, you know, please subscribe to me down the bottom, comment, rate, whatever you have to do. Thank you so much for keeping in touch. Thank you so many for all over the 100 likes so far. I tell you what, I'm overwhelmed by the support. Thank you so much for everything, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Toodaloo!